Hopefully, this is all clear and good, and the lighting is right.
I don't even know what the fuck this is.
This is that's the Continental from John Wick. Remember,
Oh, so this is New York.
Mr. Wick.
So this is
Yeah.
New York.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh,
That's where it is, right? New York.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's New York.
I think so too.
I'm 99.9% sure that it's New York, although I fell asleep during the movie.
But you've re-seen it again after that.
Yeah, but I don't know. There are a lot of details are just blurred.
I can just picture it being like, what's it called, exploded or destroyed. When
You mean demolish?
yes, demolished when it was inconsecrated. Last week or month, whenever this posts, Keren was reading some Reddit stories to me and we reacted to it. So this time I decided I want to do the same thing and let you see how she reacts to some of these stories and how we decide to.
Look, Reddit is fun. Like, I'll be reading some stories and I'm like, okay, like I already knew humans were fucked up, but damn.
Dang.
Like, it's just like at another level that I'm like, okay, we're all kind of living the same life.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like
Nobody's perfect.
well, some people are just
Some
a
people are
waste of
beyond.
oxygen. Just a waste of oxygen. Like, I'm just like,
Some of these confessions that I was reading, I was like, I don't think I want to put that on my podcast.
it's not just like the confessions or, well, yeah, there's some that are really messed up. But it's not just that. It's just the fact that you can judge the person's like intelligence level just by reading that. And a lot of the times I'm just like, oh, you should have never been born.
Well, at the same time, I don't think an intelligent person would be putting all their stuff on Reddit either.
Well, that's true. Anyways, what you got for me today? Because at the end of the day,
this is something that I feel like you could use. Even sometimes I could use. But it says, this is a confession. I pretend to have head injuries sometimes to get out of conversations. So when I see people from my past that I don't care to talk to, when they come up to me to talk, I act like I can't remember them. And I tell them that I had a car accident in 2012 and everything from before is gone. It mostly works. And they say something like, oh, I didn't know. And then they go about their day. Not something that I am particularly proud of, but it's something that works for me.
respect.
I knew it.
Honestly.
I knew.
Because, I mean, if you can get out of unwanted conversations, go for it. Do it. I can't sometimes. And it is really hard to bite my tongue depending on who I'm being forced to have those uncomfortable conversations with. But that's great. I mean, I support it. I feel like people should be more comfortable just saying like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about this. I'm just going to walk away without other people getting their feelings hurt. Because you just don't know what that person is like thinking or what that person had going on that day. Like, you just don't. There are a lot of factors that lead to like how a person reacts. And it's totally fine. Like, it's totally fine for you not to want to talk to people. Like, I don't want to talk to people sometimes.
I know. That's why I was like, this is like perfect.
Well, not just sometimes. Like,
a lot of times.
90% of the time I don't.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of me for me to talk to someone.
I agree. I mean, there's days that I don't want to either. It's not often as much as you, but there are days that I don't want to talk to people. And that's a great opportunity, especially being back here. I feel like there's I have a list of folks that I don't want to like run into.
But you see, now you're confessing it.
I guess so. That's true.
But it's okay.
But they don't listen to our stuff. At least
it's fine. So. Just be like, I just act like I don't know them. I just act like, oh wait, who are you? That's it. That's really all I do.
Do they ever get like offended? Like, oh, like how dare you? How do you not remember me?
No, because first off,
okay.
Whenever I don't want to be approached and whenever I don't feel like talking to people, I make myself so unapproachable. Like, I make myself look like I am angry. Like, I can
an RBF
punch somebody in the face. Like, in a millisecond. Like, that's how I make myself look, because I don't want people to approach me. I do not want people to talk to me. I don't mind, if someone comes, like, I mean, they're being nice and stuff. I don't want to be rude because they don't deserve it. But the way for me to avoid those uncomfortable situations is just like, I just make myself look super angry, like, especially at the gym. I luckily haven't had too many instances where people have come up to me, like, people, like, well, I would say people, men and women, have come to me and, like, hit on me. I haven't had too many of them, and I think it's because my strategy works. My strategy works so well because I'm at the gym and I'm just, first off, I act like I know what I'm doing when I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. That's fine. I'm like, sell it, fake until you make it.
Fake until you make it.
But I want to sell it. Like, I want to sell, like, look, don't come bother me because
I'm in the zone.
We are in different levels type of situation.
You're below me.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, I just don't like to talk to people. So I just make myself really unapproachable. I mean, not only do I just wear all black, I love wearing a lot of skulls, which a lot of people find for some reason very intimidating.
Which is, I mean, in my opinion, it's in our body. So why is it intimidating?
I don't know. People are weird. And then I'm also, like, tatted. And I know that for most of the times when people do approach me, is because, oh, I really like your tattoos, or where do you get your art done? Like, I don't mind those questions, but if someone just comes to me and just tries to have a conversation, I'm just like, man,
leave me alone.
Can you just, like, look, I go to the gym to get away from people. I go to the gym. That's like my happy place. That's a place where I can just focus on myself. I don't know, prevent injuries, or even sometimes injure myself. I don't know. But that's my place. Like, don't bother me. Don't come bother me. Now, I'm never going to say it's like, oh, instead, just wait for me to approach you. No, because I'm never going to approach anybody. Just mind your own business.
No, my strategy is very different. For me, it's whenever I do see somebody, it was easier when I had glasses on and I had my prescription sunglasses. I would always keep them in, especially if I forgot to switch from my regular to prescription. If I had my sunglasses on, it was great. I would pretend I didn't see them. I ignored them. Even I might see them, like, making eye contact with me, and I would be looking back, but they can't see me through my sunglasses, and I would just try to avoid them at all costs. Now it's a little harder because I don't wear glasses, but if I start wearing sunglasses inside, I'm just going to keep doing that.
I hate people that wear sunglasses inside. Now, depends on what sunglasses, because I like to wear sunglasses inside, and it just kind of depends on the mood. It goes with my outfit, or I'm really just that tired that I don't want to take my sunglasses off. So I will sometimes wear them inside. However, if you're going to wear sunglasses the entire day, everywhere you go, make sure that they are good looking sunglasses. Make sure that the sunglasses are like, wow, like, people can look at you and be like, that's part of the
outfit.
Like, that's part of their aesthetic. Not like, don't be going around with, like, Daddy Yankee glasses, working out at the gym while you're wearing flip-flops and looking all raggedy, but you got, like, sunglasses on.
Or those goggles-looking glasses from Oakley.
Yeah.
Like goggles.
I'm just like, why?
It's a thing now. It's a trend. I don't know. I've seen it a lot.
It's dumb. Like, the mini purses trend is dumb. I can't even put my chopstick in it.
No. Where does your phone go? I don't understand that.
Well, a lot, unfortunately, for women's clothing, we don't have a lot of pockets. So we have to carry a lot of things on our hand. So we get very comfortable carrying, like, our livelihood.
So that's why they decided to go with mini purses?
No. It's the whole fashion industry. It's a conspiracy against women.
It's a conspiracy against women.
Yeah.
I think the whole trans thing is it's a conspiracy against women.
That too.
But
let's not get into
that. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one that I have here. It's Am I the Asshole?
Oh, I love those. Yeah. Those are, like, my favorite, because I feel like most of the times I'm the asshole. And
this is also something I feel like you'll respect, and because let's go into it. Am I the asshole for saying to my dad that I'm not interested in reconnecting with him? My dad cheated on my mom with my married former babysitter 26. He hasn't visited us in 4 years, resulting in termination of his parental rights for abandonment before finally starting to visit. He spent a lot of time begging my mom to talk to him. It was my aunt who told me that he only started to visit after finding out that his wife was infertile and can't give him a new child.
Whoa.
Yep. At first, I put up with his visit since my mom said that I should at least be civil to him. But then he brought his wife over and she started to complain about our dog.
Oh, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch 110%. Like, I will put sugar in her gas tank.
She said that our dogs are vicious and dangerous and should not be around one since I'm a kid.
Before you keep going, I am so glad she's infertile. I am so freaking glad she cannot have children, because people like that should not reproduce. People like that are the ones that are like the ones that judge others and like physically want to harm others, and they justify it because that's what they believe. Anyways, keep going.
Where was I? But yeah, she shouldn't be around the dog because she's a kid. Note that the dog is well trained and very friendly, even by golden retriever standards.
And the dog can have babies.
The dog can have babies.
Unless she's spayed.
Shots fired. My mom refused to say anything, even as this woman called her out for being a bad mom. So I told my dad's wife that this is our house, and if she... Sorry, it fell asleep. If she doesn't like our dog, she can leave because it's not her place. My dad then told me I should be nicer to her if I wanted to have a relationship with him. That was when I told him, I'm not really interested after you abandoned me for years and only showing up because she could not make another child and replace me and my brother. Later, my brother 18 said that I shouldn't have been so cruel, even though he did abandon us. Was I too cruel?
I will say no. Now, coming from someone, coming from someone whose father technically abandoned her when she was younger. I was 4 years old, apparently. I don't really remember. But my sperm donor, technically, he all of a sudden was like, I kind of don't want to be a dad no more. Or at least I don't want to be a dad to this kid. I'm going to be a dad to this other kid. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I am not hurt by it. I'm very happy that that happened. And I don't feel like I am missing out on having a dad. Luckily, I was raised by a very awesome mom who is a very strong and opinionated woman, despite her religious views. And she has always been very supportive and tries to be as respectful as possible, but still have her opinion. And she taught me a lot. So I don't feel like I miss my dad, or I don't feel like I need a dad. I've never had that void. However, if there's one thing I wish that things could have been done different. I wish I could have just had him in front of me and just go off at him. Just tell him how shitty of a person he is, and how technically he should have never been a dad. How he should have never been a dad, because it's not just me. There is another daughter that he has, and unfortunately, I don't know, she thought that we could be friends. I don't know. It's weird. It's very complicated. It's a very complicated situation. Yeah, but it's a very complicated situation. I don't care if people think that I'm being too mean. I don't care. But it's a lot. There are a lot of different pieces of the puzzle. However, I don't even think he should have been a dad to her. I just feel like he shouldn't have been a dad in general. How there's some women that are not meant to be mothers. There's some men that are not meant to be dads. And he's one of them. And it's just the lack of accountability, the lack of just awareness in general of I was part of creating another human being and bringing them into this world, but I'm just going to treat it like it's just trash and discarded and not worry about it. I don't know if he has any remorse. I don't even care if he has any remorse, but I do relate a lot to the author of this story, because for some reason, my sperm donor decided to want to have a relationship with me after I moved to the US. Like almost a
What's that like?
decade later.
Yeah, I was going to say 12, 13 years later.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? That doesn't work like that. And at the same time, when I was at that age, I was just like, I don't understand. But same, it was like because family was telling me you have to talk to him, talk to him. You know, he was a good man. He was a good man. So I did, maybe once or twice. And then after that, I got fed up and I was like, dude, I do not understand how your mind works. But this is not going to cut it here. I don't know if anybody has ever told you or called you out on your bullshit, but let me be the first one. This is not going to work out. And I said to him, stop acting like I'm your daughter, stop claiming me as your daughter, and stop acting like all of these awesome accomplishments I'm doing are because of you and that you're proud. Because it's not how it works. If you don't pour anything into your child's life and then your child turns out to be a successful person or like a person that, you know, people should be proud of, don't come all of a sudden and be like, oh, yeah, that's my kid. That's my kid, and I'm proud of my kid for doing all of these things when you never poured in an ounce of any effort into that child.
My question is to this girl is why did they come to the house, like the mom's house? If the relationship he was trying to have was with the daughter, why not meet her up somewhere?
Because the house is like a safe space instead of like, you know, allowing the daughter and the son to go to an unknown place or even go to the dad's house. Like, I feel like in a way the mom is trying to control the situation, but still allowing the kids to have a relationship with their shitty dad, which I'm not even sure why they agreed to that. Like, I would be like, no. However, these are just my experiences. This is just the way I think. I do know that there's a lot of people out there that grieve the fact that they didn't have a dad. There's a lot of people. And in my opinion, the reason why they feel that is because they missed out on something in their life.
I feel like there's something that's missing from in them. And I mean, for your case, you don't feel like that relationship would have made any difference having it or not.
No.
But others do because they also surround themselves with a lot of friends, family that might have that father figure. And maybe they have even someone that's close to them and they're like, man, like, I wonder, like, even though like they might see someone as a father figure and like, I wonder what it would have been to have a real dad, like to have my actual dad around.
I mean, yes, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, if you're just going to focus on the what ifs, then you're never going to focus on what's going on. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't ever get to realize that, and they go on with their lives grieving things that they didn't get to experience, that they didn't get to have, when in reality their lives are not even that bad. Now, when it comes to me personally, I mean, luckily, like, I realized how good I had it and how grateful I am because of the mom that I had and the mom that raised me and taught me my values. And despite her not have given birth to me, she treated me like one of her own. And, you know, I'm like, shit, I didn't have a good biological mom, and I didn't have a good biological dad. But my mom that raised me, she a boss. Like, she freaking made the person that you guys see today, which a lot of people are, I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea.
My question is like, why? Also, another one is that why did this guy just abandon his kids? Because I mean, I come from a divorced family, and my father never disappeared. Like, we had a good relationship. We have a decent relationship now, and we met his girlfriend. It was never, you know, he ended up marrying her, but never did I feel some type of abandonment.
But that's the thing. There's some men that think different. In your case, your dad always made sure that he was in your life one way or another. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to me, this man didn't even think twice, I guess. He was just like, all right, from one day to another, disappear. Like freaking.
And the audacity of this guy,
trick.
just because his new wife couldn't give him a kid, like, ooh, that means I have to go back to my old kids.
Now, and if that was the case, looking into that relationship, just the dad and the stepmom, I guess you can say, I will leave his ass. I will leave him. If I was that woman, I would leave him.
His new wife?
Yeah, I would 100%. Leave him.
But hey, so just because I can't give you a kid, you're going to go back to your old kids?
I was like, bitch, can you build me a house? If you can't build me a house, then no. Like, this is not how it's going to work. If all I can pour to you is a child, what do you pour to me? Can you build a house? Can you run a country? Can you like
I mean,
all
we
this
don't
like
know. Maybe he's
unrealistic
a
shit?
construction worker.
No, but like
I know what you mean.
you
Yes.
know, I feel like men see the value in women based on their ability to reproduce.
Certain men.
Well, yeah, certain men. Yes, thanks, man. Certain men see the value of women in terms of like whether they can reproduce or not. Now women see the value of men of how much money they have. So yes, there are toxic people in both genders. Now in this case, for me, it's like if I was that wife, I'd be like, damn, like it's clearly that I'm not making her happy. Like there's a part of me that just because it doesn't work is just is never gonna make him happy. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of tough because
Yeah, I can imagine that their relationship was good, all butterflies and stuff.
yes,
But then as soon as this happened,
it
it's like,
changed.
damn, yeah,
I'm
like
pretty
was
sure
that
it had
all
to.
he had? Like, is that all he wanted from me? Maybe.
It had to have changed. And you know what's funny, because I have seen women that there's like this famous celebrity, I forgot her name. She didn't want to have kids with her ex-husband. Her ex-husband really wanted to have kids. Unfortunately, they got into the marriage without settling that part of their lives, and they were married for almost 10 years, if not 10 years for sure. They were married for a long time. He ended up divorcing her. He ended up filing for divorce because she couldn't give him a kid, because she didn't want to give him a kid. It's not like she couldn't. She just didn't want to give him a kid because she didn't see herself as a mother.
I feel like that's something you should have a conversation prior to marriage.
Yes, and they admit that was a mistake in their part because they just didn't talk about these things. And a lot of relationships are like, oh, well, it's too soon to talk about it. It's too soon to talk about it. And I always say, before you guys get married, before any couple gets married, talk about it. What do you see yourself as? Like, what is a family to you? What do you qualify as a family, and what do you see yourself like not settling for? Like, what is something that you must have? So in this case, the man really wanted to have children. In this case, the woman didn't. So
I wonder how long they dated, though. The fact that that never came up.
I'm not sure. But then she ended up going their separate ways, and she marries another guy. With him, however, for some reason, she felt like, I guess she felt pressure to not have this marriage fail and like give this man a kid, although she wasn't 100% sure she wanted to be a mother even at that point. But she was like, you know what? This is what my man has. This is what I made once. I'm going to make him happy. Turns out he left her after she had the kid.
Dang. So why? Like, just because he didn't
He
want...
was like, I don't know. He felt like that it was too stressful being a father. Well, the plot twist of this is that was not his first child. I think he had one or two other kids that he also was married to their mom, and he divorced when they had the kid. So first of all, I'm like, bitch, look at the red flags. I'm like, why the hell are you giving men like that a child? Why the hell are you passing off their genes that are clearly like not good?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like just look at it. Like, do I really want to have this man as my father's child? Like, despite the money, despite all of that, what values does that man bring to raise a kid?
I mean, every relationship is different, so you don't know.
True. I mean, we don't know. But now she's upset because now she's like, shit, now I was abandoned with this kid that I didn't even know if I really wanted it. Now, this is where I come back to, some people are not meant to be parents. Now, that kid most likely is going to be traumatized by that because these are celebrities. Everything is public. Things are permanent on the internet. And this kid is going to eventually find out how his mom felt or her mom felt. And it's going to cause some issues. And this is what I mean. It's like, if you do not want to have children, do not reproduce. Just don't do it. If you are not even 100% sure you want to have a child, if your child is not wanted, do not do it. Do not have it. Because at the end of the day, you are not only in other ways changing your life for the worse, but you are also changing that kid's life, most likely for the worse or for the better. You don't know. But the odds are not really usually on your favor.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, regarding this author, I don't think that they're being an asshole. I think that they are protecting their boundaries, and they are trying to be as honest and
as reasonable. She has all the reason. Like, she feels abandoned. Her dad left just because, he met a younger woman. And I get it. Maybe he fell out of love for their mom, but what did the kids have to do with it? Why abandon the kids?
Like, for me, for example, now, let's say my sperm donor all of a sudden wants to come, and I don't know, he had like a change of heart or whatever, and he really wants to create that relationship or that bond,
or have some type of relationship.
Now this would not be the first try, though. This would be like, let's try again. I still wouldn't give him a chance. I still would not
even to blow him off and be like, yo, fuck you for leaving.
I mean, as much as I would like to, I feel like that is such a waste of my energy. Now, don't get me wrong. If the time comes, like the opportunity shows up, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do it. But it is a very...
Would it be something like planned, or would it, if it's just like on accident, like we go to visit and then you see him walking down the road or something?
I wouldn't go out of my way to seek it. But if, let's say, the opportunity falls on my lap and I'm like, it's a sign.
It's about to go down.
I was like, let's get ready. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put up with that, because at the end of the day, I just feel like I don't need it. I never needed it. I'm not going to need it now. And I can go on with my life, and I will be totally fine without having a dad. I am totally fine without having a dad. I mean, for some people, that's necessary. For other people, not so much.
Yeah. No, I mean, for everything that you went through, it made you who you are.
Yeah. And I mean, some people may not agree with how I am. Some people may find it really interesting, because a lot of people do find me really interesting with the way that I think. But also, it's like, I have had different experiences than most people, and that's why I think the way that I think. And I feel like a lot of people fail to realize that, hey, when they come to me, it's like, hey, just because, like, I don't like the way you think, and then that's it. That's enough to judge. But I was like, but dude, do you even freaking know why I think the way that I think? And if you don't, then that means you have no place into judging how I think, because you are not close enough to me to really know the details. So maybe mind your own fucking business.
I agree.
Period.
Well, I mean...
Snap.
Do you want to end it there, or do you want to do one more?
Let's do one more.
Okay. One more, guys. This one is more on the conspiracy side.
Oh, I love this conspiracies.
I mention this all the time because this happens to you. It happens to me. It happens to everybody we know.
It happens to me.
Phones reading our minds.
Oh, shit. That just happened to me not that long ago.
I'm telling you. Yes.
Tell me. I want to know.
I've been experiencing this a lot more frequently lately. I have no idea how, but I'll give an example. And I'd love to hear why this happens from someone sane, so I can actually have a reason. Today, I was looking in the mirror and thinking to myself, damn, I'm finally getting old. I've had that thought lately. But
wear your sunscreen, people.
But I noticed, because I noticed wrinkles forming, especially under my eyes. I didn't Google anything or say anything to anyone. I've been alone all day by myself. And I thought to myself, I should really look into preventative skincare for my eyes. Then immediately forgot about it, moved on to my day. It's been about 3 hours. Sorry, locked again. And I go to watch YouTube on my TV. And what do you know? It's an ad for a brand I've never seen or bought before, specifically for under eye wrinkles.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I've noticed it a lot lately, and like, sure, there's sometimes where I probably Google it, which that has happened to us. Like, we'll Google something, and then we'll start getting targeted ads. And in fact, I didn't even say anything to anyone or Google it or anything like that. I'm just curious if this has happened to anyone else.
Yeah, it happens to me like all the time.
I think our phones definitely hear us, because sometimes we'll be talking about something and it'll pop up on Instagram. For example, I think the one that was like the most obvious to me was we were talking about giving dogs watermelon and how dogs love watermelon. And like, there was this video about it that I was thinking, I was like, oh, there's this video. I didn't even pull it up. And then maybe an hour later, I'd open up Instagram and the very first thing on my Explore page is that video. I was like, oh, okay, my phone was listening to me.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm one of those people that now have made peace with my algorithm. I actually really do enjoy my algorithm. I take really good pride of that because whenever I want to go on my social media apps, I want to see what I want to see. Like that's just it. And then
it gives you what you want to see.
Yeah, and then if I'm thinking or if I like Google something like a product that I want or like any type of information that I want to know, a lot of time my algorithm does the work for me. And I'm like, "Oh, this is what I was looking for. Thanks." like that's just me though. That's just like how I have made peace with it. Now, it does creep me out sometimes with the fact that yes, it does. I feel like it listens to my thoughts because sometimes I don't even talk about it. It just knows.
Yeah, I know.
But then again, you also have to understand that your algorithm doesn't just depend on like apps and your interactions with your phone or the internet. Also depends on like everything around you. Like technology nowadays is so incredibly like detailed and so like advanced that you don't even know what devices connect to what devices. You don't even know what's the thread. Like you don't know anything about that. Like you may think like when people, I love when people are like that birds are fake.
Oh my God, yes, that birds are fake. That they're actually made by the government to spy on us.
That's a bit too much.
I mean, I don't know.
No, that's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. Because
I can definitely see it like maybe around DC or like major cities, like that have important buildings. Like a good way to have cameras to watch people without actually having like a camera in your face.
I feel like nowadays people are just so used to cameras that like I don't think that the government really needs to like hide it.
I guess.
I mean, we have cameras everything. We have cameras in our homes. We have cameras in our laptops, our phones.
But birds
in the car.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
It'd be a great way to spy on your enemy though.
I mean, yeah.
Birds are everywhere.
I mean,
or maybe
I know
even squirrels.
I know that Agent Smith be looking at me like, damn, what the fuck is girl thinking about today?
Oh, yeah. Same here. Sometimes I'll Google things. I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't Google that.
I know. Oh my God. Like same. Especially whenever I go into like a rabbit hole of like really crazy stupid stuff. And I'm just like, wait, how did I end up here? I feel like my FBI agent must be like really traumatized by all of my stuff.
This person's messed up in the head. We should keep a closer eye on her.
Yeah, no, but it is creepy, but at the same time, is like you can't do anything about it. I feel like you can't do anything about it. You can't live off the grid. Like for me, some people really do enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, even the Amish don't live off the grid. There was like a girl that got caught with a cell phone when that whole like nationwide like alarm system went on.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what I feel. I feel like it's just we can't run away from certain things, and why stress about things you can't control? Because even if you get rid of all your social media, even if you get rid of, I don't know, like your security cameras, whatever, even if you do that, most jobs require for you to use technologies. So any form of technology. And what, you're going to be jobless, or you're just going to like, I don't know, what would be your job? Cut wood in the woods?
I don't know.
In a cabin?
Panero, what is it called? In Los Havas, they have bread on the road, selling bread.
Oh, panadero?
Panadero.
I think it's
That's
called.
what I'm going to be.
But yeah, I'm just like, you can't do that. Like for me, it's like, especially coming from like a generation, like our generation, we had no internet, and then we had internet, and now we have everything. At like our fingertips. I like it. I like it better. If I had to choose, I will find a middle ground where it's like, okay, we don't just depend so much on technology the way that we do now, but we still utilize technology to make our lives easier. Because let's be honest, if I'm like in school and I'm writing a paper about something, I do not want to go to like 10 million libraries and read a whole bunch of pages and stuff. Nope, I'll just go Control F, find me this. And that's it. Like that's it. That's all I need. That's all I want. I just don't, I'm not going to think too much about it. It is what it is.
Spark notes.
Yeah.
All right, cool guys. Well, thank you for joining us on another episode of KB Talk. Do you have anything to say to our audience, babe? Any advice?
You know what? Just do you. Do you. Worry about yourself.
While you do you, though, please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, notification. We're on Instagram. Give us a follow. We're on Facebook.
Well, I would say my advice to everybody is be true to yourself and do not let other people break down your boundaries. If you have set your boundaries for a reason, keep them up. But as long as you don't hurt others and you don't hurt yourself, just do you, boo-boo.
Do you.
Yeah, that's it. Deuces.
Deuces.